This is my tank, a living and thriving ecosystem. And today, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to build it. Now, this is my plan, but all I have is an empty tank. So, I began taking measurements and copied it onto this plastic board. I'm currently making a filter box. And then I locked it in with hot glue. I also added mesh so nothing can pass through it. As well as a filter sponge to block any fine particles from breaking the filter. So now I'm adding in my filter and heater. These are the measurements for the water area in the paludarium. To ensure that everything was waterproof, I siliconed all of the gaps. My board also kept falling, so I kept it in place with tape. And then continued to silicone. This is just so satisfying. I started building up the structure with some more corrugated plastic. And then I built a second structure using similar methods. I flipped it on its side and started off with the expanding foam. Yeah, this stuff is sticky, so I probably should have been wearing gloves. Anyway, I continued with the background and gathered my selection of sticks. While the foam is still tacky, I placed in the sticks so that it would stick. After it dried, I shaved off the excess so that my silicone could stick to it. I carved out my waterfall and tried to make everything else look like rocks. This is cocoa fiber, but first I have to apply silicone to the background in order for the cocoa fiber to stick to the expanding foam. Really smash it in there. When it had cured, I vacuumed the excess. But there were still a bunch of little gaps where the silicone hadn't touched. So I went over it again with more silicone and cocoa fiber. When cured, I got soil and sand and set them both in the tank. Use twice as much sand as soil, so for example, a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm using filter foam due to its light weight. So here is where I made a mistake. This is why you should always do a water test to ensure everything is sealed properly. That was a bummer, especially when you have a bunch of plants waiting to be planted. After I fixed this problem, I filled the tank for the final time. Yes, it stayed! To blend it in and make it a more seamless look, I used black sand. Now, my favorite part, planting! I started off with Anubias because I wanted to highlight the epiphytes. I was liking how it was turning out. I also added charcoal to the ground section because it breaks down smell. I didn't realize how dirty it was. Time to plant! For the substrate, I mixed soil, sand, cocoa fiber, sphagnum moss, and water. It kind of looks gross, but it is ideal for damp tanks like this. My first plant going in is a button fern. I will put all the materials I used as well as the plant names in my description. For this Christmas moss, I'm wrapping it up in wire to hold it in place. Now, this was the waterfall when I first turned it on, but I wanted it to be a nice trickling waterfall, not this volcano, so I added moss in the opening, and I would say it worked quite well. I added leaf litter, which will break down and become fertilizer and food for plants and animals. The water is cloudy because of me accidentally dropping in soil. These are springtails, and they are going to eat mold in the tank. No more dirt in the water, please! These are orange isopods, and they are detrivores, which means that they will eat decaying plant and animal material. They kind of remind me of pigs in the insect world. This guy was shy at first, and then scurried out looking for cover. And in 3, 2, 1... I have a set rain system that goes off every 5 hours for 5 seconds, simulating a real rainforest. Thank you so much for watching, and consider subscribing if you found this video informational. See you next time!